Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of men.
That's the whole duty of man. That's no buying and selling. Exactly.
I'm gonna go buy and sell.
No. Right? Yo, are you aware you cannot buy and sell on the Sabbath day? Well, then explain to me if you know that way you got bags in your hand.
I just fell into place.
No, you didn't fall into place. You went over there on your own accord.
Count me out, go and say whatever you want. Go, yeah. But you know we gotta keep the thing going. You know it. You know it. We be on the road. Everybody knows we doing alright.
I have to.
Okay, so if you're an Israelite, are you aware of the certain laws that you have to keep?
Absolutely.
Are you aware that today is the Sabbath day?
Absolutely.
So are you aware that on the Sabbath day, as Israelite men, there's certain things you cannot do?
Work.
Work is one.
Eat. You gotta keep the Sabbath.
How do you keep the Sabbath? What are the laws of the Sabbath?
The laws of the Sabbath are you
Well,
don't
you said you can't work, right?
can't work.
Are you aware you cannot buy and sell on the Sabbath day?
I understand.
Well, then explain to me if you know that way you got bags in your hand.
Because I just fell into place.
No, you didn't fall into place. You went over there on your own accord. You went over there on your own accord. So if you are an Israelite, I'm telling you right now, you cannot break the Sabbath. There is punishment. Hey, listen, you believe the Bible? You got some biblical knowledge.
Yes.
So when you're reading the Bible, what happened to that brother who was out on the Sabbath picking up sticks? What happened to him? He got put to death. He got put to death, right? So if you already know you're not supposed to be shopping on the Sabbath, you don't fall into shopping on the Sabbath. You went shopping on your own accord. You understand that? From this day going forward, if you're an Israelite man, do not buy on the Sabbath. You understand that? Because there's punishment for that. You understand? There's punishment for that. Do not buy on the Sabbath no more. You understand? No work. No buying and selling. You were trying to say like no cooking, all right?
No eating bottom feeders.
That's part of the law, but no cooking on the Sabbath. You understand that? And congregate on the Sabbath. You understand? Congregate. What does that mean? Exactly. Assemble.
Right.
You see your brothers together right here? We assembling. Once we are done here, we go back to our school and watch class, go over scriptures, build up each other. You understand? All right, so Brother Randy, read like Deuteronomy, what's that, 12? No, 10, Ecclesiastes like 12, 13.
Oh.
That's what we were going over. The Israelite man has a certain duty, all right? Here's our duty right here.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Read.
Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of men.
That's the whole duty of man. That's the whole duty of the Israelite man. Read it again.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of men.
Right to the 12. So, Brother Randy, that is our duty as Israelite men. Keep God's laws. You understand that? That is how we get inside the kingdom of heaven. It's by keeping God's laws.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So you understand you're Israel. You're from the tribe of Asher, right?
I'm not too sure. I'd rather read it myself, honestly. Like, I'd rather do my
You can read it, and you can do your research. You got the flyer, right? You can come by the school. Give that number a call. Come by the school. We learn together. You understand? We learn together. Read it.
What doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Okay, so with that being said, you know you're an Israelite. Like whether you believe you're from the tribe of Asher or not, and that don't really matter. What really matters is Israelite man keeping God's laws. You understand that? That's how we get inside the kingdom of heaven. That should be our ultimate goal. You understand that? Is eternal life. Is that your ultimate goal? Yes? That's your ultimate goal, right? So,
I'm not perfect.
no, we are all striving. You understand that? We are all striving. The Bible says a righteous man falls 7 times, right? But we get ourselves back up and we continue keeping God's laws, right? So, with that being said, are you aware of the Sabbath laws?
I can't say for sure.
Okay, I got this question. Just to show you how special we are you aware that the Sabbath was only given to the children of Israel?
I was not aware.
The Sabbath was only given to the children of Israel. The Sabbath wasn't given to the other nations of people. That is one of the ways you know how special you are. You understand that? Read it for the brother.
The book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 13. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Fear my Sabbaths ye shall keep.
It said, my Sabbath, and I'm giving you, ye shall keep. Read.
For it is a sign between me and you.
So the Bible said that the Sabbath is a sign between me, the Most High, and you. Me and you. Not nobody else. You understand that? He didn't include all the nations in that. He said this is a sign between me and you. Read.
Throughout your generations.
What, the generations,
that ye may know that I am the Lord that do sanctify you.
Okay, so Sabbath was only given to us. You understand that? So there's certain laws of the Sabbath that we must learn, that we must keep. You understand that? So one of the first laws is no buying and selling. Are you aware that that's breaking God's laws?
You still watching? What about subscribe? Hit up that subscribe button for IUIC Connecticut and IUIC New Haven Green.
No buying and selling. Exactly.
I'm gonna go buy and sell.
No. Yo, Brother Randy, we just read. Yo, read it out the Bible. Read it out the Bible.
That's wait, hold on. I'm going to leave. I appreciate what you guys are doing.
We're going to read it for you either way.
Yeah,
listen, read Ezekiel 3:17. Ezekiel 3:17. I need you to listen to this, all right? Because like I said, there's a certain way we got to conduct ourselves, all right?
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman.
The Most High made us watchmen. Read.
Unto the house of Israel.
Unto the house of Israel. You part of the house of Israel. Read.
Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning.
So we're giving you warning right now. Read.
From me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
So the Most High said that the wicked will surely die. Not keeping God's laws is wickedness. You understand that? Especially when you know. Read.
And thou givest him not warning.
Now, if thou givest him not warning, we're standing right here right now, warning you, telling you what the law of the Sabbath is. We're warning you. Read.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked.
We're warning you. Read.
From his wicked ways.
From the wicked ways, which is buying on the Sabbath. Read.
To save his life.
To save your life. You understand that? We standing here telling you, do not buy on the Sabbath, and you know you're an Israelite to save your life. You understand that? That's just how important it is. Read.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
So that means that wicked man who chooses not to adhere to God's law and know God's law, there is judgment for him. You understand that? Read.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Read.
Yet, if thou warn the wicked.
If we warn the wicked, because you said you're going over there to buy, after we warned you, read.
And he turned not from his wicked.
And you turn not from your wicked, because you said, I'm going to go over there anyway. Read.
Nor from his wicked way. He shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul.
We delivered our soul, you understand? Our job is to come out here and teach our people who they are according to the Bible. Teach them God's laws. When we give them God's laws and they choose not to listen, that's on them.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Our job is to come out here and teach our people who they are according to the Bible. Give them God's laws. Once we give you God's law and you choose not to follow, that's on you. So the judgment, so listen, if you said to us right now, after you learn you're an Israelite,
10:26.
after you're an Israelite, after you're an Israelite, and then we don't warn you and we let you go, when the Most High sends out judgment, we get judged. You understand that? Because we didn't warn you. But when we warn you, and then you choose to say, hey, you know what? I really don't want to hear that today. I know I'm an Israelite. Whether I know I'm from the tribe of Asher or not, I know I'm an Israelite. I'm still going to go to the store and buy. Then that judgment's on you. You understand that? Well, you got that read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 26.
Listen closely, my brother. Read.
For if we sin willfully.
Because that means that we just warned you, and if you go over there and sin, that's willful sin. You understand that? Read.
After that, we have received the knowledge of the truth.
So you receive the knowledge of the truth. The truth is today's the Sabbath day. No buying and selling on the Sabbath. That's the truth. You understand? Read.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
There's no more sacrifice for sin. You understand that? You can't be going back saying, hey, you know, like, Lord, forgive me. You know, I'm like willfully sinning. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, whatever you choose to do right now, that's on you. Our job is to teach you who you are according to the Bible. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. All right? There's certain laws that we have to keep. Let's go over that and then we'll find this out. Let's read it for the brother.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell.
So, it said if the people of the land bring wares or victuals to sell on the Sabbath day. Today's the Sabbath day. You know the other nations, many of them know today's the Sabbath day, but they want us to sin.
Judas.
The other nations want us to sin, you understand that? Because they know that our power is God's laws. You understand that? That's our power. Our power is keeping God's laws. The other nations want us to sin. Read.
The book of Judas, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God.
So this is another nation of people that wanted to war against the children of Israel. They want to take over our forefathers. Now this is a council that they had amongst themselves. Read from the top again.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people.
If there be any error in these Israelites breaking God's laws, that's our error, you understand? Read.
And they sin against their God.
And they sin against their God, meaning you break God's law. That's what sin is, you understand? Read.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This shall be their ruin, you understand that? The other nations know that. That's in the Apocrypha, that's considered in the Old Testament. The other nations know that. If we can get these people to sin, we can overtake them.
Right.
You understand that? We're the greatest nation here on the earth. You understand that?
Right.
So you said you got some biblical knowledge, right? When the children of Israel came out of Egypt under the hand of Moses, right? When they were going into the land to conquer the land of Canaan, the other nations were fearful because they heard of the power of the Most High and what he did with the children of Israel. The other nations were scared when they walked around the walls of Jericho. They were scared. They heard the Israelites were coming. They said, these people are coming. This means trouble for us. You understand? So over time, they developed, how do we take these people down? Read it again.
Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That will be our ruin, breaking God's law. Right, finish that up.
And let us consider that this shall be their ruin. And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Keep reading.
But,
read.
If there be no iniquity,
if there be no sin in the children of Israel, read.
In their nation.
In their nation as a people, read.
Let my Lord now pass by.
He's warning, he's counseling this other nation. Yo, if these people are keeping God's laws, don't mess with them people. Don't mess with them because you will not overtake them, you understand?
Lest their Lord defend them.
The Lord defends us when we're keeping God's laws, you understand? Read.
And their God,
our God, read.
Be for them.
Be for us, you understand that? You understand that? So, that's the importance of keeping God's laws. Like I said, the other nations know who we are. The other nations know who we are. They put things in place to keep us in sin. You understand that, my brother? That's why they're open on the Sabbath day. That's why they come to sell to our people. And you see our people flocking over there. Because they don't know God's laws. Read like Deuteronomy like 4 and 4 again, please. Our power is in God's laws. Hey, sis, how you doing today?
Good, and you?
What we're going over right now is who we are according to the Bible, right? And the power that we have, which is keeping God's laws. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter...
Listen closely. Read.
4 and verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day.
Read.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
I have taught you statutes and judgments. I taught you how to keep the Sabbath day. Read.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
So, the land we were going into, we were supposed to keep God's laws, right? Or keep reading.
Keep therefore and do them.
Keep therefore and do them. Read.
For this is your wisdom.
This is our wisdom. That's our wisdom. God's laws is our wisdom. You understand? So when you know the laws of the Sabbath, that's wisdom. You know not to break those laws. You understand? That's wisdom. Because other nations are going to try to put our people in sin. That is the reason why we're in the condition we're in now. From God punishing us for sin. You understand that? I'll finish that up.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Understanding in the sight of the nations. If our people didn't go over there, they wouldn't even have a flea market. You understand that?
Wow.
They wouldn't even have any business over there. You understand that? Our people make their business. Read.
For this is the sight, the understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
This great nation of Israel is a wise and understanding people. By keeping God's laws, you understand that? That's our power, is keeping God's laws. You understand that?
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.